I have an annual tradition that I started many, many years ago. Actually, we traced it back to 1998. Every year at this time, on New Year's Eve, I give a dispensation for the next year, for all of humanity and for all of planet Earth and all of creation, of a way in which the descent of grace from the heavens will bestow upon Earth and humanity a certain energy field, a certain opportunity to have maximum blessing and maximum growth in a particular way in your life. Now, many other things are available and are always there. This, nonetheless, is a specific energy that is a dispensation, a divine gift to the world for people to take hold of and integrate and incorporate in their lives, which will create a whoosh, if you will, like grabbing the tail of a comet or feeling a wind horse, a rush of blissful divine energy that sweeps you along and creates tremendous blessing in your life, tremendous opportunity, and above all, tremendous growth and transformation. And each year, I give this dispensation as a vehicle and a means to guide and shape and mold your life to the degree that you so choose to accept it and take hold of it and use it and let it use and utilize you. And this year now completing tonight in 30 minutes, this year of 2015 has been the year of growth and expansion. And it has brought with it the opportunity for people to have rapid acceleration in their personal growth and their spiritual growth through opportunities that would have and did present themselves, rites of passage, initiations that would give people opportunities to make new choices, to make higher choices for their lives, to break patterns. And where people aligned with this and made these higher choices, they'd find their lives growing and expanding exponentially. And where people were still behaving in a way that was recalcitrant, defiant, belligerent, willful, controlling, this dispensation of this year of 2015 would have created tremendous pain and suffering in people's lives. Now, independent of the intellectual knowledge of this dispensation, because only a small number of people even knew of it, it played itself out because it was global. It was a cosmic energy that I revealed and delivered last year. And so this played out on the planet whether or not anyone knew about it. So what I'm saying is, if you saw a tremendous wind horse, a phrase I was taught years ago, or a watershed of grace in your life, or a sweeping up under you of the wind beneath your wings, and tremendous serendipity and synchronicity and expansion, you know you're in alignment with that energy and you were making those choices. And if you saw a lot of huge, not so much challenges, but pain and suffering and difficulty in your life, there was something conflicting and resisting those energies and invitations coming from your soul, from the divine, from the universe. Neither one is right or wrong, neither one is good or bad, it just is. And both present, in and of themselves, an opportunity for growth and expansion to become something greater, to step into a more divine version of yourself. That year comes to a close and a completion now. Now, as with all the years and all the respective dispensations, they don't just exist for the year, they exist forever. And all aspects of consciousness exist forever. I bring a focus to one particular one and one particular energy for that year to engage with you in a specific way. You know, I describe the Godhead and each person's divine self like a giant flawless diamond with that brilliant cut, you know, the wedding cut that they call the brilliant cut, that it has myriad facets all around it. And if you think of your divine self as this flawless diamond with all the many facets of your true divine self, likewise, there are many, many different facets of your training, of your spiritual growth and development. And so I hone in on a particular facet every year to give people a specific point of focus to create a tremendous rush and growth and expansion in their lives. Now, coming into this year of 2016, which begins very shortly, this year I thought long and hard of something that would just really be tailored, and there were a couple that were dancing and balancing around me and in the ethers, and then this one began to really come into focus in the last few weeks, and it's like all the others. It has its certain qualities and its certain gifts and its certain things. It'll be different than it sounds to some people, and it'll be exactly as it sounds to others. However, what this year of 2016 is going to be, it's going to be the year of magic and wonders. And that will have a different look for different people. Again, people who have been in alignment with divine will, listening to their soul, to the divine guidance from their angels, their masters, their guru, their spirit guides, whatever, to God, to their I am presence, however that works for you, or even to their tarot and their pendulums, and being obedient to them rather than trying to manipulate them. Where there's been alignment, long and short of it, with the divine, what you will see in your life is a year of tremendous fruitfulness of the seeds you've been sowing and the trees you've been tendering and the rites of passage you've been enduring and having are going to bear fruit, and bountiful fruit. There'll be a lot of mysticism and wonder. There will be a lot of opportunities. I'm getting into another aspect of it. There'll be a lot of opportunities presenting themselves where you might be asked to take leaps of faith. And because of this energy of magic and wonder over lighting the world and your lives, it's an invitation to take those chances and make those leaps of faith, whereby in the past you might not have. Let's say your personality, your consciousness had been more conservative, a little more fearful, a little more hesitant, a little more cautious. God and the universe and your souls are whispering to you from the ethers, as I am, saying, give yourself permission. Make the leap. Take the chance. It will pay off. If your motive is pure and your heart is pure and you're feeling some resonance with it, trust and make those leaps. The payoff is there. Now again, as has always been the case, where there is resistance and resentment and disobedience and recalcitrance and belligerence and defiance, more and more accelerated pain and suffering will happen, but there'll be particular flavors of it. You'll have the foil, you'll have the antipode, the polar opposite of magic and wonder, which will be not just pain and suffering, but people will find a lot of loss of the universe taking from you, whereas magic and wonder bestows bounty and riches upon you, where there is not conflict, but challenging and countering and working against the divine, going in non-accordance with divine will. The universe might, again, more exponentially or more dramatically be taking from you, which could be physical illness, injuries, accidents, financial loss, business loss, relationships ending. Now, for some people, magic and wonder could be the end of a relationship as well. If you've been convincing yourself to stay in something that's been very abusive, that energy with your devotion and your focus on God and on wanting to be better, those might just be absolved from you, independent of your choice of trying to hold on to them. But the other thing I was saying as well, where there's the defiance and belligerence and disobedience and willfulness, the universe will take from you disproportionately more than it ever has. And that's an indicator. Again, neither is right or wrong, neither is good or bad. They are simply barometers and indicators of where you are at, of where your consciousness is at, and they are barometers and indicators of the choices that you are making, which is a gift, because everything is a gift. That's a gift to show you your alignment and your opposition to truth, your opposition to the divine, where you're surrendered and where you're controlling, where you're selfless and where you're selfish. So rather than judging yourself or belittling or berating or praising and bragging and boasting, simply observe and use them as the barometers they are, so that you can continue to make the highest choices possible and be in the highest alignment. There's a tremendous opportunity here and a tremendous gift. And this energy of magic and wonder will be like this mystical wizard that's playing with you and working with you and helping you this year. So it's like you have Mr., or if you prefer Mrs. Wizard, as your muse this year. And it will play. And it might be humorous, it might be because it'll be tailored to your consciousness and to your personality. So for some people it might play itself in humorous ways, other people in riddle ways. People who are very much in their heads might be finding a lot of riddles posed to them where they have to sort and figure it out, challenging in that way. And other people, who are very in your face, let me have it, full bore, there might be a real directness of boom, choose this, and it'll present itself to you exactly in the flavor that is you and in the way that you most need. Be watchful, be mindful of it, and be aware. Be aware, but mostly be excited, because it's an opportunity for some tremendous blessings to befall people. And it's also a year of great reward. The people who've been paying their dues, the people who have been very selfless, the people who've been giving and giving, you're going to see a watershed year of reaping, of sowing the rewards, the return on your investments, on your spiritual investments, the investments of the heart, the investments where you've just given and given and given. And I don't mean, when I say given, I mean selflessly given, not expecting return, demanding return, or bitter that return hasn't been coming, which I was just discussing with someone prior to our broadcast. When that giving and devotion and dedication has been selfless, these individuals, and that dedication could be to yourself too, not just to others, or both. These individuals are going to see a lot of reward this year, really, like lottery wins style rewards in different areas of your life. It could be through health, it could be through finance, through business, through love, through friendship, through new ventures that may surprise you. And for some people, there'll be things you never saw coming, there'll be things you're not expecting, and there'll be things that you might find odd, like, oh, I don't quite get this. There's magic is afoot. Magic is afoot is what I'm saying. So beware in a wonderful way. Beware of that and be excited about it and get in the dance of it. It's a very magical, exciting time. And you'll see, again, polarity getting wider and wider. It'll be very clear when you're in it and when you're not, and it'll be very clear when you're aligned with it and when you're not, and it'll be even more clear when others are and are not. So let that be an even greater teacher to you, because that will help you guide your own life, watching this play out in other people's lives. You'll also see it, as I've always said, at these dispensations, you'll see it play out in the world too. Watch in the media, watch in politics, watch in show business, watch in sports, watch in the major public arenas that are visible to the world events, nature, the elements. You will see this year of magic and wonder play out in all those fields in the ways I'm describing. That will reinforce and remind you that it's true, and it will also be teaching you, to the degree you're watching it and learning from it, it will be teaching you how to make these choices and alignments in your life. And I'm telling you, we'll be sitting here, wherever this here is next year. It likely won't be in Australia, but New Year's Eve next year, December 31st, 2016, we'll reflect on that year, and there'll be some stories to tell. And some of you are going to have that pinch me, I'm dreaming, and hopefully none of you will come back to tell me about how much you suffered, because you were preempted with revelation. So don't go there. So, that old saying, doctor, it hurts when I do this, and then don't do that. I've shown you the temptations and the pitfalls, the pratfalls, so don't choose them. And if you start choosing them, catch yourself, don't beat and judge yourself, and just redirect, recreate yourself anew, and get back on the horse and continue riding. So very, very exciting. Now, I have chosen and created a talisman to help you in this year. I talked about it being like the year of the wizard, this year of magic and wonder. And so, of course, those of you who have the guru, you already have a wizard in your back pocket and in your heart. Those of you, I want all of you to have a talisman that will hold these energies in it. Now, those of you who are physically here with me, I've obtained one for you, and I'm going to be giving it to you tomorrow. A particular crystal that holds this energy of magic and wonder. And it's very, very powerful, and it's very alchemical, and it's really, really magical. And I want you to know that I personally chose each crystal. I went through hundreds and hundreds of them, like this big, big volume of crystals. And I chose each one and cleansed it and put the energies in it. I infused it with that energy of magic and wonder and put a special blessing in it for every single person here. And, and they've been gift wrapped, and you'll be getting them tomorrow. So the stone, this crystal for 2016 that holds that energy and this energy of magic and wonder, and it holds it all the time, but a special energy that's going to be in this stone this year, more so than ever, is the stone of labradorite, which is also known as spectralite. And if you look in these stones, the way they radiate, actually, this, I'll give you an example so you can see it. I don't know if the bright lights will show it, but I don't know if you can see the colors. Can you see it from there? It's iridescent with all different colors of the rainbow, and it's got blues and purples and greens and pinks, and each one is unique. I don't know if it's showing in this light. Could you see it when I was turning it, the colors? Anyway, they're very, very magical. And the ones you're going to be receiving, and I'm saying this, those of you who are watching, I'm saying it now because it's for your benefit as well. The ones you're going to be receiving, in prior years, I've given you ones that were specifically designed, especially to become pendants. Because of the energies of this year and what I'm placing in these stones for everyone, not just the people receiving them here, the stone is more valuable and more powerful for you as something you can use in your hand. So my recommendation, again, you can do whatever you want with it. If you have a different message, go ahead, but I'm telling you how it's been created. The magic of it is to use, like a magic wand where you hold it in your hand. And so it's a powerful stone to hold while you're meditating, to hold, if you're sitting around, you're watching a movie, put it in your hand. You wanted divine answers, use it like you would use tarot or a pendulum or the I Ching. It's a magic stone imbued with magic. So it's your divining rod. So, and just spend time with it and just, feel it in your hands. And those of you, again, who are physically not here, you're watching, and as this word spreads around the world, obtain yourself one for this year, because they all hold that energy anyway, and this year they're going to hold it more than they ever have before. So this stone is available to everyone. Spectralite, also known as labradorite. Alrighty. And use that to assist you in this, especially when you're divining answers and meditating and all of that. Yeah. So that's what I have on that, and I wish you well with it. A lot of luck, a lot of fun, a lot of magic and excitement and wonderment, and let the magic begin.